Everybody, Ben here at Hickory Dickory Docks. It was a beautiful day in northern Michigan today. Sun was shining. I think we all got our first sunburn today actually, and I thought it'd be a really good time to show you guys the skeleton of the dock, how it works, and what makes us different from everybody else. We're going to start with a 30-foot dock. Right here is a nice short one. We've got our 10-foot ramp, 20 feet on 4 wheels. So you're going to come over here, and this ramp's going to unhook. Of course, it doesn't have decking on it now, so you're going to need 2 people to do that in a normal situation. And then as we go over here, I'll kind of show you. This is the 20 foot on 4 wheels. Now, all of our dock systems do break down into 10-foot increments if need be. So you see a little bit of a seam right here. That makes it actually a lot more stable, having that extra cross space support. And if you want to add more pieces into this dock system later on, that makes it really easy by being able to unbolt this section, bolt in 10, maybe even 20 feet if need be. So once that ramp's on, you can see this moves fairly easy. Let's go over to a 40-foot dock so you can see what that looks like. So here we have your 40-foot dock system. We got our 10-foot ramp, and then this time we have 30 feet on 4 wheels. A set of small wheels at the shore side. You got your big wheels at your deep side, and a set of pads in the middle. I have it up for display purposes. And like I said before, this is all going to break down in 10-foot increments if need be. So you can still bolt 10 more feet of dock inside this 40-footer and make it a 50-foot dock if need be. Still, this is probably a 2-person job. You're going to pop your ramp off like we do. We'll take the ramp and we'll actually put it on top of the dock, and you're still able to move the dock very easily. Another unique thing to our dock system is every piece of dock, the bigger pieces, they all have 4 wheels on them. So you don't necessarily have to lift up on them when you're steering them in the water if you don't want to. You're going to kind of slide these wheels back and forth, grab it with a hand. Maybe you got a buddy with you on the other side. We're going to kind of wheel it in and steer it as you go. You don't necessarily have to be holding all that weight. Next, let's go to a 50-foot dock, and let's see what that looks like. All right, so right here we have a 50-foot dock. Same setup as the other two. You got your 10-foot ramp. This time you're going to have 40 feet on 4 wheels. So you got, like I said, every seam, every 10 foot, it bolts together, except in the middle of this dock, you're going to have 2 sets of pads. So we call these our add-in sections. At this point, you're at the longest point of a dock that we make on wheels. 40 feet is the longest section that you can roll in and out. We do it that way. There's companies out there that'll make them 80 feet, 60 feet, 100 feet, one piece. A normal, typical situation, 2-person homeowners, they're not going to do that dock system themselves. So 40 feet, we figure, is the longest. It's already getting heavy at that point. You don't want to go more than that. So from here, let's go to a 60-foot dock, and I'll show you how that goes in. All right, right here we have a 60-foot dock system. Again, 10-foot ramp. Right here we have our 20-foot on 4 wheels. And then this time what we have that you haven't seen yet is a 30-foot extension, we call it. And if you come over here, we can show you how it looks. You got this 30 feet on 4 wheels right here, and that's what makes it 60. So you got a 10-foot ramp, 20 feet on 4 wheels, and 30 foot on 4 wheels. Now from here, you can kind of imagine how any other dock system would work depending on your length. If you wanted 90 feet, it'd be a 10 ramp, 20, 30, 30, making 90. If you wanted 100, that'd be a 10 ramp and 3 30-foot rollers. Everything seems to break down really easy that way. It's really easy to maneuver. A lot of different questions I get throughout the years on, well, I don't have a straight shot in and out of my lake property. Can I move the dock left and right? Very easy. That's why we break it down into 20s and 30s and 40-foot docks. So if you want to take one of these and pivot it, you can very easily lift it, go left and right, very easy. I've obviously been doing this a long time, so for me to grab that and move it, I can make it look easy. I always tell everybody, it's a 2-person job no matter any way you look at it. Sometimes you probably shouldn't be doing it yourself. You should hire it out. And in that case, we can usually line you up with a reliable crew to do that for you. That being said, I appreciate you guys watching this video, and we'll see you on the lake.